Yes, Irwin, you want the incidents from the very beginning, that is 1921, as to how I joined Baba. That's right? Right, sir. Well, the first thing would be I'll say that it is just destiny, that's all, nothing else, and connection with Baba. But, well, it requires an excuse to be thrown across his path. And my mother was instrumental in doing that. You see, my mother knew and believed in these saints, and she knew about Merwan, that he was on a saintly path, sort of. Well, that is in 1921, naturally that is that. So, she wanted me to join Baba. Merwan was just Meher Baba during that Jopri time, 1921, or probably 20, the name given by one Muslim disciple of Baba named Sayyid Saab. So, my mother tells me, go and see Merwan and tell him and ask him and request him that I want to see him. When should I come? I had then left school, and I was learning my trade of mechanics, motor car mechanics, motor repairs. And after my workshop time, I just went to where Baba was in his hut. And when I went there, I saw the Mandali there, the Hindu Mandali, Adi, Sarosh, Rustam and others, Baba's brother Jal. And I fell in with the crowd. They were all singing bhajans, singing songs. Baba was also singing. And, well, I joined the group. I sort of liked the atmosphere. And when the time was over, in the evening when everybody was departing, Baba was embracing everybody, and my turn came after I embraced him. I just asked him a question. I said, my mother wants to see you. When should she come? He tells me, your mother saw me this morning, but you keep on coming. And that was that, and I kept on coming. That's that, and I'm still with him. Later on, after about a couple of months, maybe that was in the month of October, and in the month of December it was all settled that we should go to Bombay. And the trip should be on foot, a trip of 120 miles from Pune to Bombay. He asked me, are you coming? Well, then I was not known as Padri. I was not known as Padri. My name was Faredon. And, well, I said yes, but even then I said, I'll ask my mother. So I come home and ask my mother that everybody is going to Bombay and I'm going, will you allow me to go with Baba? She says, go. And I came to Baba, to Bombay. For about 2 or 3 months, we stayed in the house of Miss Munshi Saab, one of the oldest disciples of Baba. There a bungalow was searched out and partitions made in the big halls and big rooms and a sort of cubicles for 2 of the Mandali to be lodged together. And we were given each, when we came into the bungalow, when we came up to take up the abode in the bungalow, that is the Manzil-e-Meem, each of us was given a cubicle, and I was put with one Mr. Talati, who is dead now. Sarosh was there, Jal was there, then Khak Sahab, Dr. Ghani, and there are plenty of Mandalis, Hindu, Muslim, Parsis, and I was asked to go and do a turner's job. I was to take up a service, and Munshi Sahab himself searched out the job for me, and I used to go every day. In fact, myself, Sarosh and Adi used to go out every day, every morning, and return every evening. The orders then were so very strict. We were all novitiates, you should know that. The orders were strict, and we were asked to follow every order literally. Every order literally. The orders were never to read any papers, no post from home, no correspondence from home, absolutely cut off from home. Then, well, there are signboards on every shops. He says, you don't read them. You shall only read the timings of your trains, departures and arrivals, that's all. So we would read only that, but inadvertently, of course, our sights would also wander around somewhere, but we would just shy away from that. And that was a very, very strict regime. And in the evenings, we used to play atya-patya or seven tiles or cricket or anything. Now, I'll give you one incident that took place in Mandali Meme. It started in Mandali Meme and it had an ending here in Meherabad. And that concerns about a washerman who was employed by Baba to wash our clothes. There, all our necessities, that is in Mandali Meme, all our necessities were looked after by Baba. We had a residential barber, we had a residential washerman, and Masaji, Pendu's father, used to cook for us. There, one day, I think it was our day off, it might be Sunday, because I was there in Mandali Meme. Pendu's father used to cook for us. There, one day, I think it was our day off, it might be Sunday, because I was there in Mandali Meme, and Baba was just, there was a small compound in the rear of the bungalow where we used to play cricket, seven tiles, atya-patya, etc. And I was just with Baba then, and Adi's brother Rustam was also there. Baba just wanders around into the quarters of the washerman. I go with him. Rustam follows him too. Mind you, Baba is talking then. All right. He asks the washerman that, are you washing the clothes all right? Is material supplied to you all right, everything? And after a time, Baba says, all of a sudden, puts him a question just like that. He says, are you fond of women? That chappie just sort of shirked. He just sort of got frightened and he just did that. And he started doing this. He says, Baba says, look, his name was Kashinath. The washerman's name was Kashinath. He says, look, you keep her from this habit. You keep her from debauchery, or else you will get leprosy. No, Baba, I won't do it. That's what he said. And this is in 1922. Later on, Mandali Meme is broken up. We come to Meherabad, we go to other places, wander around, and back. Now I'll take you back in 1935. When that washerman comes here to Meherabad to stay, and he has leprosy. Baba takes pity on him, keeps him here. He needs only maintenance, that's all. Baba says, all right, you stay here. You did not do as I told you to do. Well, past was past. Then one day, I'll tell you, this was Baba's audience hall. After this cabin was built in 1937, and Baba used to give audience in this hall, and the Mandali was there, and the then man who saw, who heard what Baba said to Kashinath, that washerman, I was there too. Kashinath comes here, Baba is just standing near this door. He is standing in this threshold like this. And I am standing here, somebody else is standing here. Kashinath comes where the camera is now, and all of a sudden he starts crying. He says, Baba, Baba, please relieve me. Relieve me, I am on fire, I am burning, Baba. Baba, I am burning. Please relieve me. He bows down, he puts his head on the floor, on the ground. And Baba stands here and he says, this means destiny in Indian language. He says, your destiny is very good, that your samskars are being burnt up. The work goes on as usual. Today it's a Hindu festival day, that's why the men have not come here. They knocked off at about 12 o'clock. That is half a day they have worked. Now, here is my friend, Hermes. He wants some message, he wants some information on the past pictures that I took. Why do you say no? Well, that's between you and I, is it not? And he dug out some very good old negatives wherein you will find how old Meherabad looked. There you will see plenty of trees now. Meherabad was absolutely desolate then. It hadn't much trees. The old building, only old building was there, that's all, in which we lived. And that too after a number of years. First, we used to live in tin sheds with bamboo matting. You will see those pictures because those negatives are found again. I'll go back to 1923. That is when we first came to Meherabad. My name is F.N. Driver, Faredon and Driver. I wasn't known by the name Padri then, but once after we had come here in Ahmednagar for Rustam's marriage, we had plenty of time and Rustam said that, Baba, come on, let us go to a very good, lovely place here called Happy Valley. All right, Baba said, come on, let's go. And we lived there for about a week or something like that. And then I will tell you an incident which has been impressed on my brain very, very deep. It was just like this. Well, Baba was talking then, and there, as I said, we got the name, say Pendu, Padri, Bua Sahib, and others who were nicknamed, got the nickname, and I got the nickname Padri. Baba jovially used to, when we sat down near Baba, Baba used to sing and whistle, and you just used to call me Padri. And I would say, Ji, yes, Baba. Padri, Padri. Then later on, all of a sudden, Baba had a sort of an impulse or a desire. He said, come on, let us give some names to these, nicknames to these people, Mandali. So the names were suggested. Baba himself suggested Padri. And Baba's brother Jal suggested Pendu's name, Pendulum, to call him Pendu. His name was Aspandiar. His name is Aspandiar. And in like manner, 4 or 5 names were given. One day, at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was just on the veranda. Never force them, never be harsh with them. You don't know what they are suffering and you don't know what they are doing for me. Be kind to them. They will obey. They will listen to you, but never. So, once here alone in Meherabad, Muhammad was gazing at a certain thing on the ground and it was raining hard. It was raining hard and Muhammad was busy inside as is what he called this. That is looking at the ground, and he was just busy. We don't know what that was. And Baidul saw him being drenched. Baba was on the veranda. And Baidul just tells him to come away. He doesn't come. He says, no, I'm not coming. I'll come when I want to. But then Baidul holds his hand and tries to drag him. After he was brought into the shade under the roof, Baba said, never do that. Don't be harsh with these masks. Never be harsh with these masks. Be kind to them. You did a good thing, I'll admit. That's true. He was being drenched. He would have got pneumonia or he would have got cold. But then you could have done it more kindly, more quietly, pacifically. So Baba also enjoined many times. He said, I am warning you. I am warning you. He said many times, many times before 69, which he did not explain, of course, and that he said, beware of saints. Beware of saints. Don't be harsh with them. You may abuse me. You may do anything to me. You may swear at me black and blue. You may do anything to the perfect master. You may say anything to God the absolute, the unseen God, whatever you like. But I am warning you, never, be very careful while handling these saints. He never explained what that was. But it means if we go back to the old story or old warning of Baba, never be, you have to say, cruel or harsh with these people. They are in agony. He says, you don't know what they are working. They are doing my work. They are doing my work. So you got to handle them sweetly. Never be harsh with them. So that was when the incident came. Once, since we are standing here, once it so happened that at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all of a sudden a snake came out somewhere here, and people just shouted, a snake, a snake, a snake. Now Baba always said, kill a snake. We don't know whether it is poisonous or non-poisonous, Baba said, but kill a snake. And he later on gave the explanation why, which I'll tell you later. We don't know whether it is poisonous or non-poisonous, Baba said, but kill a snake. And he later on gave the explanation why, which I'll tell you later now. We, 2 or 3 people, just went there with sticks, killed the snake, and I lifted up the snake, and Baba was just there and put it near his feet and gave him the stick that I had in my hand, with the idea in with my heart that you finish the job, you see what you can do for this poor soul. I have brought him to you. Baba took the stick from my hand and crushed the head of the snake. That was that. He didn't tell me to go away, but since I brought it with a good intention, he took it from me and he crushed the snake. Now, to me, my idea is, you see, once Baba explained that you must kill the snakes. During the incarnation, a snake's birth is so entangled, sort of entangled. It is like a coil of rope. You try to untangle that coil of rope and you just can't untangle it. The snake becomes a snake. It keeps on becoming a snake. Unless a human agency puts an end to its life during his lifetime as a snake, then it progresses forward. That's why you got to kill it. Only a human being can do that. So, you got to kill it. Many people ask me, should we kill poisonous snakes only or non-poisonous? Well, I tell them bluntly, well, Baba, I said snake is a snake. The snake's birth is exactly like a coiled rope whose coils cannot be untangled. So, to me, a snake is a snake, and I kill every snake if I come across one. And that's that to me. Well, what else? Now for the present, the Tithi program is in full swing. We are going ahead with the Tithi preparations. And here round about, the tents will be thrown, the arrangements for the pilgrims be made, their bathrooms and living quarters and tents and cookhouses and dining rooms and everything. And everybody there at the trust office is busy. I am here busy building things. They are handling the contractor and everything else. They are handling the monetary side, the contract side. And the work goes on as usual. Today it's a Hindu festival day, that's why the men have not come here. Go to anybody else. He might be a perfect one or imperfect, and mostly you'll find an imperfect one. Perfect masters are very few, and they will mislead you. I will never mislead you. I am a perfect man. I am a perfect man. I am your guru. You have taken me for that. Don't ever go to anybody. From that day onwards, I've been so very chary of meeting people, that I would never go. But whenever I was asked to go to Pune, Babajan was on the way to my home. She lived near my house, about a couple of furlongs away. So before leaving for Pune, I just asked Baba, Baba, may I see Babajan? Of course, you shall see her. So I would go. And every time I went to Pune, when I was sent to Pune, I saw Babajan. Once, I had taken a 3 o'clock train and I had landed in Pune by about 7 o'clock in the evening. It was rainy season. I had taken only a small blanket with me. I just put the blanket down, went to Babajan about 10 paces, bowed down to her and sat down. And I had put my blanket at the edge of her seat, far away from her seat. Babajan all of a sudden spies my blanket and says, "What is that?" I look over the shoulder, there were a few men too. I told Babajan, that is my blanket. "Oh no, that is mine, bring it here." Well, I got frightened that he is going to clobber me. Since I said that it is mine, no, come on, get it, that's mine. Well, I lifted up the packet, that bundle of blanket and gave it to her. She laughed. "Oh yes, that's mine. Well, and that was that. And I took her darshan again, bowed down to her and went home. Then I narrated this incident to Baba. Baba also had a laugh over it. So, many such things have happened. It was in 1922 probably, that Babajan and myself. Babajan came twice here to Meherabad, and she only came, her car only stood at the far end of that building. Then Baba was up on the hill, that far end that you see of this old building. When Babajan had come here, I don't know, the message must have gone that Babajan had arrived, and Baba came walking barefoot, mind you, right from the top up to the railway lines. He didn't step beyond the railway lines. Right from the top up to the railway lines. He didn't step beyond the railway lines. Babajan came, Babajan talked in her own language which nobody could understand. But once Baba said to us in Manzil-e-Meem or in Meherabad, I don't know, he said to us that Babajan once came into full consciousness and narrated me the story of her whole life. And I am the only one who knows the story of her whole life. He only said that she was the daughter of a Khan of Afghanistan, and she is an Afghan. She came all the way from Afghanistan. Her abode, that is her abode now, was not the abode in Pune in the very beginning. This is now in cantonment. In the beginning, she was about 1.5 miles away in the precincts of the city. Pune has got two areas. One is Pune city and one is Pune cantonment. So she was under a neem tree, just under a neem tree. That's all. She didn't have any abode, only just something tins or gunny sacks or bamboo matting or anything. When she came to the cantonment area and when she took up her abode under the tree, there was a Parsi, a Dastur, a Parsi, his name was Dastur, who was the cantonment officer. And he detested Babajan taking up the abode under the tree. So he had his Babajan's roofs broken up many times. So whenever that Parsi came, Babajan just left the place and went near a school. There was a school just nearby, and she would go there. People, his servants, that cantonment officer's servants, would pull down the shed, just a dilapidated couple of bamboos, a bamboo matting, a few gunny sacks and whatnot. And soon after that was broken away, he tried to chase Babajan away. He thought he could chase Babajan away, but, well, she wasn't chased out. She could chase him out. Anyway, well, he did his worst to uproot Babajan from under the tree, but she wouldn't go. All right, then he gave it up as a bad job. Maybe he conked out, I don't know. Now when Babajan's time of passing away goes, dropping the body comes near, the people near are trying to get a building to house Babajan's remains, because that being a cantonment area and the British time, the cantonment people would not allow anything of to house Babajan's remains, because that being a cantonment area and the British time, the cantonment people would not allow anything of sort of a religious emblem, say temple or a tomb, or to be erected just near the highway, because that gave rise to quarrels between Hindus and Muslims. So they were searching for a house just nearby, somewhere nearby. One day Babajan says to these people, "You go and make your own arrangements, I have made mine. You don't worry about me. Go on." And that was that. Babajan never left the tree, and Baba also had said that Babajan is not going to leave the tree, and she is still there. You can see the tomb, many people visited, people go there. So, the behavior of these saints, these perfect masters, saints must, everybody, people of the path, on the divine path, be they musts or be they perfect. Their language is absolutely queer. It is said in Persian by Hafiz that the tongue that talks this language is quite a different tongue. So, you need a different kind of ears to understand that language. Baba has also said in one of his proclamations that I talk in my own language. In the final darshan also I'll give it on my own condition, and he did. Well, you just can't translate it. These mental gymnastics will take you nowhere. You only just listen to them. That's all. Whatever they say is that. That's all, nothing else. Upasni Maharaj also talked that way. He gave plenty of lectures. Many people sat down in the evenings with him, and he used to give. Upasni Maharaj brings me again back to in 1924, when the Mandali went on foot from Bombay to Sakori. I wasn't then, I was employed in Bombay, but I was asked to join at a certain village, and I joined Baba on a certain village. The flowers were got, and the next day the meeting with Upasni Maharaj was fixed. Well, the Mandali went, and Baba said, take Maharaj's darshan, garland him, meet him, and then come back. Soon as we go, well, naturally there is a man always near Baba to carry the message that certain people have arrived and they want to see you. So was the case with Baba. So the message is now, well, naturally there is a man always near Baba to carry the message that certain people have arrived and they want to see you. So was the case with Baba. So the message is now, soon as we come, we see Maharaj, Upasni Maharaj, digging a bed of a lime tree. Just digging, mind you. We saw him, the messenger goes there and tells Upasni Maharaj that people have come from Meher Baba. He simply flew, he started shouting at us. He says, get out. The first thing we could hear was, get out. I don't want to see you, Merwan or no Merwan. Why have you come here? Go and get out. Out you go. I don't want to see you. Well, Baba had said, you see Upasni Maharaj. Now here Upasni Maharaj says, get out. Now whom should we believe? Upasni Maharaj is our Guru's Guru. We got to obey him too. And we got to obey Baba too. Now what do we do? So we all just stand uprooted at the spot and just mumble ourselves, what should we do? No, we should see Upasni Maharaj. But he refuses to see us. He has told us to get out. We should obey him, should we not? Well, somebody asks here, no, we'll wait. And supposing he doesn't see us, we'll wait. Anyway, we waited. And after about 15 minutes or 20 minutes, Upasni Maharaj beckons us and we all go there, mind you, all shaking and frightened. Because Upasni Maharaj used to clobber good and proper. Yes, sir, he used to clobber. If he just gave you a tight slap, you would gyrate on your own axis. Yes, sir, and he did it many times. And why should he not? Perfect master, he has every right to. He does everything for our own benefit, not for his benefit. They have their moods. Baba used to clobber. Baba used to swear when he used to talk. Yes, he did. He clobbered me. He clobbered many of the Mandali. Yes, sir, why not? The master has a perfect right. Master has all the right. Why should he not? And he did it for our own good. Many times you see when we were in a sour mood, any of the Mandali says, why are you living here? Are you living here for my good? No. You are an idiot, you are a fool. I am keeping you here, it is for your own good, you stick to me. And that's what it was. So, after we went to Maharaj, we all bowed down to him, we bowed down at his feet, garlanded him, and we started talking absolutely sweetly. All that. After we went to Maharaj, we all bowed down to him, we bowed down at his feet, garlanded him, and we started talking absolutely sweetly. All that anger or irritation was absolutely gone from him. He looks at everybody. He looks at one. Oh, I've seen you. You are from Bombay, aren't you? Yes, Maharaj. Oh, this is a new face. Oh, where are you from? Well, Baba, I am from Pune. You would say either Baba or Maharaj. And you? I think I have seen you. You see, he started talking so very sweetly, absolutely sweetly, that we were all pacified and all our fright just evaporated. But he didn't ask anything about Baba, mind you. You are from Merwan, aren't you? Yes. Yes, Baba. All of you? Yes, Baba. We follow Baba. We follow Merwan. We follow Meher Baba. It's very good. Very good. Follow him. I have given him all in all that I had. And he is perfect now. I have made him perfect. And you follow him. And he will never, never let you sink. Yes, you do follow him. I have given him everything. He again says that. All in all. There is nothing with me now. He is all in all. You follow him. Then he talks something about something else here and there. And he said, all right, go now. Now, we came back. We came back to where Baba was. And, well, one thing I'll say, which I forgot to mention, when we were asked to go, I think somebody said, or Baba himself said, that I am not coming. I cannot step into Maharaj's boundary, and that is 9-mile radius. What that means, we just do not know. We just heard it, and that was that. So when we came back, we narrated the incident. We had to narrate every incident from the beginning till the end, on whatever errand we went. So we tell him, he says, when you went there, what was Maharaj doing? Did you see Maharaj? He said, yes. We said, yes, Baba. What was he doing? Baba, we saw him digging a bed of a lime tree. He said, remind me. Remind me why these perfect masters do these things, do such things. Remind me tomorrow or something like that. Well, tomorrow comes and we remind him. He doesn't give the explanation. Then he says, never mind, sometime I'll explain it to you. And he did once. He did. He says it is. Well, tomorrow comes and we remind him. He doesn't give the explanation. Then he says, never mind, sometime I'll explain it to you. And he did once. He did. He says it is with the perfect master. This kind of a state exists, that if they don't keep on doing something in this gross world, in this gross world, they would drop the bodies and merge with the infinity. They have got to keep on doing something. They would do anything, just anything. They would say, as Maharaj was doing, he would take up a pickaxe and start digging. Baba would start talking, or just anything. He says, they can't, you see, a perfect master cannot keep quiet. If he keeps quiet, he would just drop the body and be finished with it. But no, since he has got a duty to do, he won't do it. He won't drop the body till his time is finished. And that was the explanation about that Maharaj is digging the bed of the lime tree. Well, I can't tell you what Babajan did. I couldn't say, but definitely. Baba always kept himself occupied. There was always one or two of the Mandali near him. Inside the house, where he went to the Mandali women's quarters, or up on the hill, or wherever that was, there was always somebody, unless he said that, all right, now you, every one of you leave, I am going to bed, or something like that. So, there have been many incidents that I have narrated. Now, what else should I tell you, Irwin? Will you give me a minute?
Right ahead.
Will you let us what? Well, I'll take you back. In 1925, the very beginning. Well, I and Pendu, as I said, working in the hospital and outpatients department. And the Mandali was there, Baba was sitting there, Baba had just started observing his silence, and he was writing. He had 3 slates. He would meet people. Well, of course, before meeting the people, anybody would take the message to him that such and such a man has come from Bombay or Pune or just anywhere, and he wants to see you. Baba said, all right, send him or tell him to go away. One day a yogi comes. And he says that I want to see Baba. The message is carried to Baba, and he just joins the hands, comes down and sits near Baba. Baba has 3 slates with him, pen, and when he sits down near Baba, he asks for a slate. He is given one. He starts writing on the slate. Bows down to Baba, sits down near him and calls for a slate. He doesn't want to utter loudly so that the Mandali shouldn't understand or shouldn't hear. Well, he's given a slate. He starts writing down, and concurrently Baba also takes up another slate and starts writing down. I don't know who finished first, but anyway, after finishing, the slates are exchanged. Baba gives a slate to that yogi, and that yogi gives the slate to Baba. All right, both read the slates, both wipe it out, start writing again. Both write concurrently, both write at the same time, Baba and that yogi. We do not know the yogi yet, mind you. We just think him as an ordinary man. Second time, the slates pass, slates change hands. Again, the slates are wiped out. Third time the slates are written. Something is written on the slates. And after the third time, he puts down the slate and bows down to Baba. He says, yes, Baba, you are a perfect man. Goes away. Before going away, he says, I am a yogi. I can read the minds of everybody, but I cannot read your mind. Now, I don't know what he came for, but Baba gave him his medicine all right. He goes back after bowing down to him. The same thing happened with Upasni Maharaj. That's what I heard. I was not there, but about this yogi, I was there in the hall there. An astrologer comes to see Upasni Maharaj's lines, the lines of the hand and forehead and feet and whatnot. He has got a magnifying glass. Mind you, people say that he was a very, very, very good astrologer. Maharaj allows him to see all his lines. And after checking all the lines of his hands and body, everything, he checks his body also. And then ultimately goes to the feet. And after looking all over, he just bows down to Upasni Maharaj. And he says that astrologically also you are a perfect man. Goes away. But there was an incident of another astrologer before him who approached Upasni Maharaj and he said that I would like to see your hands and your lines. Upasni Maharaj said, all right, come on, have a look. So he looks at one hand, jots down something, looks into the hand again, the lines are not there. He was just wondering, what is it? What did I write? And what do I see? Well, he writes down again. He looks at the other end or something. He sees one thing, he writes one thing. When he writes one thing, he sees something else. He is nonplussed. He's thrown out of his gear. Poor chap, he goes disappointed or anything. I don't know. That's the job of a perfect master. In like manner, once this happened in America, that somebody had a movie camera like this, and he took some movies. Then Baba put his hand on the lens. No more now. Enough. And Baba goes and sits down with the Mandali, Indian and American. But this man doesn't obey Baba and still keeps on taking pictures of Baba. And do you know what? None of it came. So the master's wish holds good. When he says no, it is a no. With me, it also happened the same way. Whenever he saw the camera in my hand, he would just tell me, he just ask me, have you got the camera? You come take pictures? Yes, Baba. All right, go on, take it. Sometimes, even though he saw the camera, he said, no, no pictures. No pictures. Or take a few and don't interrupt me. I'm very busy. I've got something very important to talk. Right, Baba. So I would do at his bidding. Oh gosh, I forgot what I was about to narrate. Upasni Maharaj, yes. Yes, sir, I got it. But once I pushed myself in, although I was not one of the people who would accompany Baba, and that was Upasni Maharaj and Baba's meeting time. We were in the old building. Baba was to come from Panchgani or Mahabaleshwar. The liaison officer was Adi, and Adi was going back and forth, Sakori to Meherabad and Meherabad to Sakori. The letters were flying back and forth, and meeting for settlement of a meeting with Baba and Maharaj. Well, anyway, that day is settled, and Sarosh is called from Ahmednagar to bring the car to bring Baba to Nagar. The meeting is fixed at about 5 o'clock in the evening, that none of you shall come near the hut. Remember, that hut was about nearly a furlong away. It had a path, it was in a lime grove, it was on a farm. And now, any one of you go and tell Upasni Maharaj that Baba has arrived and he should come for the meeting. Sarosh went to fetch Upasni Maharaj, the same car that brought Baba. Soon as Upasni Maharaj lands, he just looks over the place, all over the place, here and there. You are the Mandali, come with Meherban. You. Mind you, I'm warning you. You shall not come near. He uttered the same words as Baba told. No, Maharaj, we won't. We bowed down to him. We took his darshan. He just went in alone and stayed with Baba till sundown. I took his pictures. Now, it was sundown. I didn't have a flash gun or anything. And while both of them were coming down, well, the meeting was over, I just went ahead. Everybody started going a little distance. I went with the intention of taking the pictures. And I started Upasni Maharaj and Baba behind Maharaj, Upasni Maharaj ahead, and I was just backing up trying to take pictures, and which I did in failing light. I said, never mind, failing light or not, fuzzy pictures or not, but still they are pictures, and that's a good record. I think they are 10 or 8 or 12, I just really don't know. Then after that, in about 2 months or 3 months, Maharaj dropped the body. And there is another incident about that. Chagan Master's brother, who is the Pujari. Pujari means the worshipper of the temple there, the keeper of the temple there. He was a favorite of, he was a favorite of Upasni Maharaj. And a temple of Datta, the three-headed god, was being built on Upasni Maharaj's orders in a town, in a county far off in Ahmednagar, say about 40 miles or 50 miles from Ahmednagar. Sagar's brother named Vasant, he was looking after the building, he was running back and forth. And on that day, Upasni Maharaj has got to drop the body. Upasni Maharaj goes to Nevasa, the place where the temple is being built. And he tells Sagar's brother, he calls him Bua. Bua means the worshipper. He says, now, come on, the work is progressing, you come with me. Well, I don't know how to explain this, but Sagar's masts, Baidul and Kaka were supreme. They were supreme. I did go with Baba on mast tours, but I wasn't allowed to ferret. I wasn't asked by Baba or ordered by Baba to ferret, or I just went with him. And of course, another thing, when he contacted the masts, nobody allowed near them. No, everybody go away. Just make all the arrangements I want, how I want, what I want. If that must like tea, well, I wasn't asked by Baba to ferret out the masts, although I accompanied Baba many times on any of his mast tours. But people, the Mandali were enjoined, were ordered, whenever the arrangements for the meeting with the mast were made by the Mandali, say a room or a garage or anything. And when the mast came in, Baba would just go into the room with him, and the strict orders were there. You shall not look what I am doing. You shall not peep. That is my work. So you just keep away, a distance. We would never do that. It was a strict, it was a religion with us to do Baba's bidding, that's all. No arguments, no mental gymnastics, no thoughts at all. Well, Baba says you go means you go, that's all. Strict following. So when Baba met the mast, he worked with him, he fed him or gave a bath. Well, while giving the bath, people were there to help him. But while feeding the mast, nobody there. Even then, even after feeding, Baba would be closeted with the mast for hours together. We just don't know. We just don't know what was going on between the lover and the beloved. It is their job. And we would understand that. And Baba said, it is very difficult for me to explain to you because you are enveloped in ignorance. We are. Yes, sir, we are. We are enveloped in ignorance. How can we understand the ocean? You can't encompass the ocean. So that was that. Although many times he tried to explain things. But, you see, he would get tired, sort of, trying to explain things. And we wouldn't understand it either. But because he was silent, so the explanation was difficult. But as long as he had the board, the explanations were very good, were easy to follow because it was written down. And if there was anything, the explanations were very good. No, it is definitely. Once all the arrangements for the mast to be brought are made, the mast is brought, and Baba would close it with the mast. And when they were closeted together, strict orders of Baba, you shall not see, you shall not try to see what we are doing, what I am doing. We never followed. You see, with us, following Baba's orders was like a religion, very strict. The code was very strict. We always did what he told us to do, never deviate from the path. And only when he clapped, we would know that's the signal, he's calling us. We would go near him then. So, many times when he was secluded into that pit, which is now the tomb, it had a pit, and there was a platform on which he sat and communicated through the window with the Mandali. Many times he would send away the Mandali far out. Go away. Go away. Go on, Padri, you stand near that tree. Go on, Edward, you go near that tree. Nobody to come near here. Not to come near here till you hear my clap or hear my signal. Man, that was that. We just don't know. We never questioned him. Here, the code with the disciple and the master in India is such that you never question the master. More so the perfect master. Well, yogis might be different, I don't know, and I don't care to know either. Well, the question of yogi brings to a point where Baba has said, you want to learn yoga? I can teach you in 1 month. And what is yoga? You fools, you don't know what is it. Have you come here to be released of the bindings, released of the bondage, or to get more bound? Yoga is a binding. No, don't ever try to think about it. Never think about it. Try to get released, and I'll release you. Only perfect masters can release you. Never hanker after yoga. What is it? Nothing. Although it gives them enjoyment, but it is binding. You want to be more bound, or you want to be liberated? Liberation I can give, yogi will give you bondage. Yogi will give you bondage. Which do you want? That's that. Well, yes. Why do you want to levitate? Why do you want to read in the dark? Haven't you got light enough? Why do you want to get buried in the ground? Can I know something? May I know it? What? Want to read in the dark? Haven't you got light enough? Why do you want to get buried in the ground? Can I know something? May I know it? Why do you want it? Huh? Why should I have more binding? He says, no, this is it. This is the expression, this is a sign for bondage, that is shackles. He said, no, don't ever do that. No. Meditate? Yes, by all means, on the name of the perfect master, certainly. Yes. But yoga? Definitely no. Nothing at all, it's bondage, nothing else but bondage. Well, we were not for yoga, and Baba was not a yogi, Baba was a perfect master. We never went for it. Just talk, just a topic when it came up, Baba said, it is that. No, you don't do that. And once here in this room, 3 or 4 musts had been brought here, and one must was intensely restless. I have got a picture of him, Baba feeding him. Well, Baba was busy with the other must, and this must was sitting there in the room. And you could see from his antics, he was intensely restless, as if he was burning inside, he was suffering intensely. I took the liberty of asking him. You see, whenever we ask or whenever we put a question, we always say Baba to these musts. It's a respectable term. So I asked him, Baba, what is happening to you? He said, what should I tell you, my man? What's going on inside me you will never know, I can't tell you. And he would just, well, I can't explain it, it's got to be seen to be believed. He was in agony. He was in intense agony, that I could see from his antiques. Others were happy, others were jubilant, no doubt. But this man particularly was in intense agony. Well, musts are musts. And Baba said that they are my lovers. I know, I love them, they love me. Beyond this, I cannot tell you anything. Beyond this, I cannot tell you anything. I love them, they love me. I am the eternal beloved. And they are my lovers. And it's a fact. It is indeed a fact. And we should be satisfied with these words of Baba. That's all. What else can anybody say about these musts or the Master? Master is the eternal beloved.